Welcome back to Artos Hub, the home of future muscle cars, legendary rebirths, and deep dive automotive storytelling. Today we begin another powerful three-part journey where we explore three beasts returning in 2026. And in part one, we start with something truly dangerous, a car that looks innocent but destroys everything on the road, the 2026 Chevy Nova Super Sleeper. If there is one car in 2026 that perfectly defines the word unexpected destruction, it is the 2026 Chevy Nova Super Sleeper. Chevrolet has brought back the Nova in a form that combines extreme stealth styling with brutal hidden horsepower, a car that looks quiet until you press the throttle and unleash chaos. The concept behind the Super Sleeper is simple but deadly. No flashy body kits, no loud graphics, no oversized spoilers. Just a clean, simple, almost innocent-looking compact car. But underneath lies a monster engineered for dominance. The 2026 Nova Super Sleeper comes with a twin-turbocharged V8 secretly tucked under a flat hood. Chevrolet purposely avoided the aggressive bulges or vents to keep the Sleeper look intact. But once the turbos spool, the Nova rockets forward with a power band that feels impossible for a car this quiet and this simple. The engineers wanted to revive the tradition of the early 70s Nova Sleeper builds, cars that embarrassed Mustangs, Camaros, and even Muscle Kings at drag strips while looking like your neighbor's daily commuter. In 2026, that same legacy returns, but with modern technology, advanced traction systems, and next-gen torque delivery mapping. On the outside, the Nova keeps a smooth retro-inspired silhouette. Thin chrome borders, clean body lines, classic-style headlights, subtle SS-style grille, steel-style sleeper wheels specially designed for drag grip. Nothing hints at the 700-plus horsepower hiding inside. Inside the cabin, the Nova balances old-school simplicity with digital precision. Retro square gauges blend into a modern HUD display. The seats look simple, but are performance bolstered. Everything in the interior whispers calmness until the car launches. The suspension is designed for both street comfort and drag strip weaponry. With electronically adaptive dampers, the Nova can transform from a daily cruiser into a quarter-mile assassin with the push of a button. One of its deadliest features is its silent launch mode. The car builds boost quietly before exploding forward with zero wheel spin. A true sleeper experience. The 2026 Chevy Nova Super Sleeper is not for show-offs. It is for drivers who enjoy surprising everything on the road. A car that proves power doesn't need to scream. Sometimes it whispers and then destroys. Number 2, 2026 Plymouth GTX. When the name GTX returns, it is never subtle. Plymouth made sure the 2026 Plymouth GTX comes back with the same attitude that made it a king in the late 60s and early 70s. Bold, powerful, and built to dominate every straightaway. The GTX was always known as the gentleman's muscle car. But in 2026, it becomes more of a modern-day highway predator. The 2026 GTX carries a design language that immediately grabs attention. Unlike the sleeper-style Nova from Part 1, the GTX proudly shows its muscle. Wide fenders, a raised sculpted hood, aggressive retro-styled quad headlights, and a thick front grille that looks carved from steel. The classic side stripes return, blending nostalgia with futuristic angular body lines. Under the hood, the GTX packs a supercharged 6.4L Hemi V8, an engine tuned with next-generation airflow management and electric assist boost technology. The result? A brutal surge of torque that pushes the car forward like a cannon shot. Plymouth engineers intentionally engineered the sound profile to match vintage muscle car thunder. Deep, rumbling, and unmistakably Hemi. Its performance modes allow the driver to switch between Classic, Track, and GTX Power mode. In Classic mode, it behaves like an old-school cruiser with smooth RPMs and softer throttle mapping. But activate GTX Power mode, and the supercharger whines aggressively, while the entire car firms up for maximum launch efficiency. Inside the cabin is a powerful blend of retro luxury and modern tech. Leather bucket seats with Hemi stitching. A digital cluster inspired by the 1970s gauge layout, ambient red illumination, retro-style slider knobs controlling modern systems, and an AI-assisted driving interface that tunes the vehicle's response in real time. What truly makes the GTX stand out is its road power personality. Where most modern muscle cars are becoming more compact or hybridized, the GTX returns to the full-size muscle era. Big stance, big engine, and big confidence. It feels heavy in presence but shockingly light during acceleration, thanks to adaptive chassis control and active torque vectoring. The rear traction system uses a drag-style double-clutch differential that grips the asphalt like a beast determined to leave its mark. Whether on a straight road or a high-speed curve, the GTX holds steady with a stability that older muscle cars could only dream of. Plymouth also focused on restoring the GTX's reputation as a luxury muscle model. The ride quality is surprisingly smooth, the cabin quiet when needed, and the seats designed for long-distance comfort. But with one tap of the pedal, it transforms, loud, raw, and violent in acceleration. The 2026 Plymouth GTX is not just a return, it is a statement, a reminder that muscle cars can still be bold, commanding, and unapologetically powerful. Number 3, 2026 Pontiac GTO. When you hear the name GTO, one thing comes to mind, the car that started the entire muscle car revolution. And in 2026, Pontiac brings back the legendary GTO with a mission: to restore the soul of pure American muscle. The 2026 Pontiac GTO is not designed to be subtle, polite, or modernized to the point of losing character. No. This machine carries the DNA of the 1960s icon: raw power, intimidating presence, and a street attitude that refuses to blend in. The exterior styling instantly grabs attention. A massive split grille with sharp LED lines stretches across the front, giving the car a menacing stare. The hood bulge returns, this time functional, feeding cool air directly into the heart of the beast. The wide body stance, deep creases, and muscular quarter panels all echo the classic GTO silhouette while bringing an aggressive, futuristic edge. Under the hood lies the reason the GTO name exists: a 7.0L naturally aspirated V8 Ram air system, tuned to deliver explosive power without relying on electric motors or turbochargers. This engine brews old-school horsepower with modern engineering precision. The Ram air intake rises at speed, force-feeding oxygen into the cylinders for a dramatic performance boost. The sound? A thunderous growl that turns into a furious roar as RPM climbs. Pontiac engineers intentionally modeled the exhaust note after the 1969 Judge. Loud, dirty, and endlessly addictive. Inside, the GTO delivers a retro sport meets futuristic cockpit. Round classic-style gauges inside a digital cluster, T-shaped shifter inspired by vintage muscle cars, leather and Alcantara seats with Pontiac red stitching, a driver-focused layout with minimal distractions, and an AI-controlled performance tuner that adjusts throttle, traction, and suspension behavior based on how aggressively you drive. But what truly sets the 2026 GTO apart is its street personality. Many modern performance cars feel clinical, precise, or overly refined. The GTO embraces a little chaos, the fun kind. The rear wheels bite hard, but can break loose if you demand it. The throttle responds instantly. The car lunges forward with pure mechanical aggression. It feels alive. It feels dangerous in the best way. Pontiac designed the 2026 GTO to bring back the thrill of commanding a powerful machine. No autopilot dominance, no artificial boost, no quiet modes. Just raw connection between driver, V8, and asphalt. Its handling has been significantly re-engineered. A reinforced chassis, improved weight distribution, and adaptive suspension allow the car to corner better than any GTO before it. On straights, it's a cannon. On curves, it's surprisingly controlled, yet still wild enough to keep your heart racing. In the world of super high-tech electric future cars, the 2026 Pontiac GTO stands as a roaring rebel. A car built not to blend in, but to dominate, intimidate, and remind the world why the muscle car era will never die.